What's the most entitled demand your in-laws ever made? My mother-in-law, Sylvia, called an emergency family meeting to announce that she and my father-in-law, Roger, would be moving into our master bedroom, not our house, our actual bedroom. You two can take the guest room, she said, already measuring our windows for her curtains. We're elderly and deserve the ensuite bathroom. Also, we'll need you to move out your furniture by Friday. Our California king arrives Saturday. I looked at my husband, Paul, who was studying his shoes, then said, absolutely, take it. They showed up Saturday with a moving truck, 14 boxes of porcelain dolls, and Roger's model train collection that required optimal humidity control. I helped them carry everything upstairs, even installed shelving for Sylvia's doll collection. They were so pleased with themselves, they didn't notice me packing every single important document, valuable item, and piece of technology from the house. Day 1, they discovered the master bedroom's quirks I'd never bothered fixing because I knew we were leaving. The toilet that only flushed if you held the handle for exactly 7 seconds. The shower that switched between Arctic and volcanic temperatures without warning. The mysterious scratching in the walls at 3 a.m. turned out to be squirrels in the attic directly above their new bed. Day 3, they realized I'd canceled all the utilities that were in my name, which was everything since Paul had terrible credit when we married. They had no internet, no cable, no streaming services. Roger missed the game. Sylvia couldn't watch her dud shows. They sat in the dark until Paul figured out how to open accounts, which took 2 weeks because his credit was still trash. Week 2, the actual owners of the house showed up. See, what Sylvia didn't know was that we didn't own this house. We'd been house sitting for my cousin Brianna, who'd been deployed overseas for 2 years. She'd let us live there rent-free in exchange for maintenance and keeping it occupied. Brianna had just returned and was very confused as to why strangers were in her bedroom wearing her deceased grandmother's robes they'd found in the closet. These people broke into my house, Brianna told the police while Sylvia screamed about squatters' rights. We're not squatters! Our son owns this house, Roger yelled. Paul had to admit the truth. We'd been living rent-free for 2 years while saving for an actual house. Every time his parents visited, we'd pretend to own it because Sylvia would have tortured us about being failures otherwise. The police made them leave immediately. All their furniture, the California king, the porcelain dolls, everything had to go into emergency storage at $400 a day because they'd given up their apartment lease, assuming they'd be living in our master bedroom forever. But wait, it got worse. While packing their things, Brianna found Sylvia's journal where she detailed her plan to slowly take over the entire house, force us to pay all bills while living in the guest room, then eventually kick us out and claim squatters' rights after we abandoned it. She'd researched adverse possession laws and everything. She'd been planning to steal a house we didn't even own. Week 3, they discovered I'd been the only thing keeping Paul employed. I'd been secretly doing his work from home job for 3 years while he played video games. His boss called, asking why the quality of his work had suddenly become garbage. Paul was fired within a month. Without my income and his fake job, they all had nowhere to go. Sylvia tried moving in with her daughter Carol, but Carol's husband reminded her of the time Sylvia had called him genetically inferior for being short. They moved in with Roger's brother instead, who made them sleep in an unfinished basement with no bathroom. In month 2, Sylvia called me sobbing. They were living in Roger's brother's basement. Paul was unemployed, and they'd spent their savings on the moving truck and storage fees. She begged me to take them back. You wanted the master bedroom, I reminded her. You got it. For exactly 1 week. Where are you even living? She wailed. In the house we actually bought 3 years ago. The one we never told you about because every time we had good news, you found a way to ruin it or take credit for it. We'd been living double lives for 3 years. Nice rental to impress his parents, the actual home where we built our real life. The rental was just a stage set for their visits. Paul chose his parents over our marriage. He's living in that basement with them now, sending me divorce papers he can't afford to file. I kept the house he never knew we owned, the business he never knew I ran, and the respect he never knew he'd lost. Sylvia's Facebook post about temporarily staying with family while renovating our new master suite fooled no one. The comments are all people asking why their furniture is visible in a storage facility's auction listing. Roger's model train sold for $50 at that auction. The porcelain dolls went for $12. My master bedroom has never been more peaceful.